Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion. She faced criticism, online hate, public backlash. But what transformed Rachel Zegler wasn't fame. It was a choice, a decision to seek help and find her power. Picture it. A young star rising on global stages. West Side Story, Snow White, Evita. But beneath the spotlight, a storm was brewing. Because fame isn't just about applause. It's about expectation, intensity, and sometimes cruelty. The backlash swelled. People attacked her heritage. They questioned her casting. They targeted her opinions. Online hate became alarming. It wasn't just headlines, it was personal. Until she decided to fight back, not with rhetoric, not with anger, but with honesty, with vulnerability. She said, "My F-King psychiatrist has seen me through all of it." She said, "Anxiety meds were a game changer." She said, "I choose positivity. I don't choose victimhood." Suddenly, the conversation shifted. This wasn't just a celebrity defending herself. This was a young woman owning her truth, from therapy sessions to medication, from choosing mindset to sculpting resilience. The backlash, still real. But now, she had tools to cope, to heal, to stand tall in her authentic self. And in that moment, her story became bigger than any role. It became a lesson, a testament, that even at 24, you can decide what defines you. She didn't need another spotlight. She needed peace. Rachel Zegler's real performance wasn't on stage. It was surviving the noise and rewriting her own mental script. It's easy to admire her on screen, the voice, the presence, the grace. But off stage, Rachel Zegler was drowning. Anxiety, doubt, pressure from every side. And not just from strangers, from the industry, from fans, from herself. She once described being consumed by the meanest voice in her head. The voice that said, "You're not good enough. You don't belong. You're too loud, too Latina, too opinionated." And that voice was loud until she made a decision, a private one. She sought help. She spoke to a psychiatrist. She got on anxiety medication, and she said it clearly. That changed everything. This wasn't a celebrity endorsement. It was a human admission that even when you're winning awards, you can still feel like you're losing control. And that healing starts with HONESTY. She stopped apologizing for needing help. She started speaking up for her boundaries. And most of all, she rewired the way she thought. Instead of spiraling, she paused. Instead of internalizing hate, she filtered it. She shifted from survival mode to strength mode. Not because the world got kinder, but because she did, to herself. That's not weakness. That's power. That's growth. That's what happens when you stop performing and start living. The world tried to break her, but she turned the backlash into a bridge. Now, Rachel Zegler isn't just surviving the spotlight. She's using it to light the way for others. Rachel Zegler could have gone quiet. She could have shut down her socials, hidden behind PR statements, waited for the noise to pass. But she didn't. Instead, she turned toward the fire and then turned it into FUEL. She didn't just speak out, she spoke up. For women, for Latinas, for anyone who's ever been told to smile more, speak less, or be grateful just for existing. And her message? Crystal clear. You don't owe anyone your silence to protect their comfort. She began opening up, not just about acting, but about anxiety, about imposter syndrome, about the heavy burden of public opinion. And in doing so, she gave other people permission to be honest too. She made vulnerability visible. Suddenly, fans weren't just quoting her roles. They were thanking her for making therapy normal, for making medication okay, for saying what so many were too scared to say. You're not broken. You're just being human. She doesn't pretend it's easy. She doesn't deny that the hate still stings. But she chooses a different lens now. Not victimhood, not perfection. Just presence. Powerful. Messy. Real. And in that realness, she's rewriting what it means to be a public figure. No more flawless masks. No more smiling through storms. Just truth. And transformation. Because for Rachel Zegler, the biggest role she's playing right now is herself. And finally, that's the performance the world actually needs. They expected a starlet. She gave them a storm. Now, Hollywood is learning that Rachel Zegler isn't here to play the part. They're going to have to rewrite the script. When Rachel Zegler first broke through, Hollywood saw the surface, the voice, the look, the next big thing. But what they didn't expect was the voice behind the performance. Unfiltered, unapologetic, unshakably herself. And the industry didn't quite know what to do with that, because she wasn't afraid to challenge norms. She questioned scripts, called out sexism, refused to play silent in the face of injustice. And for that, she got labeled difficult, too political, too much. But Rachel, she didn't flinch. She didn't contort herself to fit their mold. She broke it. She made it clear. Success isn't a red carpet or a magazine cover. It's mental health. It's integrity. It's being able to sleep at night and still recognize yourself in the mirror. And now, slowly, the industry is paying attention. Directors see her not just as a leading lady, but a leader. Studios see the connection she has with an audience that doesn't want perfect. They want honest. And younger actors? They see a blueprint, a path that doesn't require silence for success. Because Rachel Zegler is living proof, you can say no. You can speak out. You can have a voice and a career. You can cry and be courageous. In the same breath, that's not rebellion. That's revolution. And the industry is finally starting to listen. She was cast as a princess, crowned by Hollywood, torn down by critics. But in the end, Rachel Zegler didn't need saving. She saved herself. This isn't the story of a girl who made it big. It's the story of a woman who made it back to herself. After the headlines faded, after the online hate cooled, after the expectations tried to swallow her whole, Rachel Zegler stood tall. Not because she rose above it, but because she walked through it. With therapy, with medication, with grace, with grit. She made mistakes. She got back up. She said what she felt, even when people told her not to. She rewrote her narrative, not for approval, but for peace. And that peace didn't come from the world outside. It came from choosing to speak, to feel, to heal, and maybe most of all, to keep going. So now, when people ask what's next for Rachel Zegler, more films, more roles, more awards, the answer is simple. What's next is more of her, unfiltered, unshaken, unapologetically whole. Because this isn't just a comeback, it's a declaration that you can be vulnerable and valiant, that strength isn't loud, it's steady, and that the most powerful story is the one you finally tell yourself, the one that says, I am enough, I am here, I'm just getting started. And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty. Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.